Hello and welcome to the Hellraiser blog. Please, if you enjoy today's blog, hit the subscribe button, and we love subscribes. Okay, so today's Hellraiser blog, we're going to talk about Tyson Fury, the comeback. He's facing Sefer Seferi, who is a Macedonian of Albanian descent. Boxed for most of his career in Switzerland. I actually had an agent contact me about, it must have been about 2 or 3 years ago, for a fighter called Seferi, who I believe is a brother of Sefer Seferi. I never took him on because I didn't have anything for him at that time. But Sefer Seferi, let's give you a bit of background on him. I mean, Tyson Fury, most of us know. He's a very tall, rangy, switch-hitting heavyweight who not just beat, but completely outboxed Vladimir Klitschko. So that tells you what level Tyson's at. Sefer Seferi, he's 39 years old. He's orthodox, he's fairly one-dimensional. He's about 6 foot tall. That's a huge amount of height and reach to give away. Fury is coming off basically 3 years out the ring. So my big worry at the beginning was there's going to be massive paydays on offer to fight Anthony Joshua, massive paydays on offer to fight Deontay Wilder. Fury has always come across to me as being quite an eccentric character. I know Fury right back from the amateurs. And he's the sort of guy that it would not surprise me if he'd have said, right, I'll just go straight in and fight Anthony Joshua. I'll go straight back and fight Deontay Wilder. And I'm really glad that he hasn't done that. But like I say, he is not the sort of person that normally takes the straightforward average route that most people would. He does things his own way, and I was worried. I thought he might want to go right back in, and I hope he doesn't, because I want to see him when he fights Anthony Joshua or he fights Deontay Wilder. I want it to be the best Tyson Fury, going in there with the best chance of being successful in his challenge. Not because I want him to beat Joshua, I like Joshua too, but because I just want to see him box as well as he can. I want to see Joshua box as well as he can as well, against each other. What a brilliant fight. We'll see then. I don't want him to go in, lose, but come out sort of saying, oh, if I'd have had a couple of fights first, I'd have beat that guy. So he hasn't done that. He's fighting Sefer Seferi, who I expect him to deal with. I mean, Sefer Seferi, about 6 foot. He's only ever ventured outside of what I would call a fairly low-level class once, when he boxed Manuel Char. Now, Manuel Char is well known in Germany, been on the scene for a while now. Manuel Char is only really like a fringe world-class guy. I would have him between sort of national level and world-class. And Manuel Char, when Manuel Char boxed Sefer Seferi, it was the worst I've ever seen Manuel Char box. I mean, he looked completely out of sorts. He didn't really look fit to me. He didn't step out of a very sort of low pace, and yet he comprehensively outboxes Sefer Seferi. And one thing that really struck me, which I think is very relevant to this fight, is that Manuel Char used his reach to control Sefer Seferi, and that's why he didn't step out of first gear, because Sefer Seferi had no answer to the reach of Manuel Char. And Tyson Fury, coming in at 6'9" with a much longer, I mean, he's got, and Tyson Fury is a better calibre of fighter than Manuel Char. I hope Manuel Char will sort of not hold that against me, but even if he doesn't, look, for me, my opinion, Tyson Fury is a better calibre of fighter with a much better jab, with much better control of range and keeping opponents at bay, using those advantages that he has in reach and height, and also the movement that Tyson Fury has, again, is better than Manuel Char's. So am I expecting any kind of upset here, despite the press releases and people sort of talking about Sefer Seferi being the right man to cause an upset? And Sefer Seferi has sort of fueled that, and I understand fighters have to sell fights, but I mean, he's quoted as saying that he's going to grab this opportunity with both hands, and that he's always ready to take on everyone and anyone. That's good talk, but the thing is, if you look at what he's actually done so far, Sefer Seferi, he is not taking on everyone and anyone. his opponents are mainly sort of very low level East Europeans, many of whom have got terrible losing records, and a guy that really believes in himself as being world class would have stepped out by the age of 40 or age of 39, and having had all the fights that he's had, we'd expect someone or look, he did step out once. He boxed with Manuel Char and he got well beat. So it doesn't really reflect what he's been saying in the lead up to the fight. And do I expect an upset here? No, absolutely not. There are a number of things that to me are possibly banana skins for Fury. Firstly, I mean, his weight. Now, if I was like a close friend of Tyson Fury, which I'm not, I actually made his first pro fight. I sourced the opponent when he was with Mick Hennessy. I used to do a lot of work for them. When I saw the photographs of Tyson Fury out of shape, we've all seen them. It's not like I'm unearthing some sort of, talking badly about it. I think we've all seen it. Tyson Fury genuinely looks about somewhere, 375 pounds, maybe even more than that. He looks absolutely enormously overweight. And boxing is a sport where it's very rare that a fighter can allow his weight to fluctuate that much and still perform to the best of their ability. I mean, we've seen Roberto Duran. We've seen. I mean, the biggest example that I always remember is as a kid. I remember a guy called James J. Jeffries, who was like the heavyweight champion, but he had this reputation for eating loads of food and his weight massively going up. And he went up massively to about sort of 350 pounds or something. And then he came down to box Jack Johnson. But to me, Jack Johnson was a much better fighter than James J. Jeffries anyway. So probably would have beat him no matter what. But I always remember, right, this guy, he pushed his weight miles high and he took an absolute beating. I mean, it lasted 15 rounds and it's brutal. He just takes an absolute... I mean, he's so out of sorts. And it's not just him, you know, there's a whole series of examples we could give. Even Roberto Duran, you know, that used to be a lightweight, went up through the weights. And a lot of that was probably because of the way he allowed his weight to fluctuate. So I don't agree with fighters doing it, and it is a banana skin. You've also got the fact that Tyson Fury has got a new trainer. I don't like fighters going into fights where the fighter is more experienced than the trainer. Now, I don't know. The new trainer is Ben Davison. I don't know anything about him at all, so I'm not speaking badly of him. I'm not saying he's not a good trainer. He might actually very well be a good trainer. For Tyson Fury to say, I want this guy to train me rather than the people that have been training me before, he must have something. But I don't like it. I like it when I see a trainer that I recognise is more experienced than the fighter, and because you don't necessarily get your value out of the trainer in every fight. For example, Klitschko, when he boxed Fury, didn't have Emmanuel Stewart in his corner. That was the type of fight where he needed, and we know obviously it was not possible, it wasn't a choice made by Klitschko, but that was a fight where he really needed an Emmanuel Stewart in his corner. Because you might, when you're just blowing people away, well, you don't necessarily need the best trainer, but it's more when you're fighting against someone that brings up these riddles and questions that you don't know the answer to. That's when you need the guy there with you, in your ear, pointing you in the right direction, telling you things that you're doing wrong, pointing out things that you could try that might open the door to success. And for that reason, I don't like fighters going into fights with trainers that are sort of maybe less experienced than what they are. The final question mark is obviously Fury's had the drugs problem, and whenever a fighter has a fight after having been found guilty of or having had a ban to do with supplements or like that, I always want to tread carefully because you don't know how they're going to perform in their next fight. Without the full details of what Fury's involvement was with drugs, impossible to know. But I want to see him box here and then judge on that, right, this is how I think he performs in the future. Guys, thank you for watching the blog, and please give us a give us a like and subscribe. Thank you. Bye-bye.